recent backstage incident involving AEW stars Britt Baker, MJF, and Alicia Atout has garnered significant attention within the wrestling community. The confrontation led to Baker being suspended and fined by AEW's disciplinary committee, while MJF has spoken out recently to clarify his side of the story. So the incident reportedly began when Britt Baker expressed frustration in the women's locker room over the amount of TV time that MJF and Will Ospreay were getting when they had their international title match that went just shy of an hour. And this is not the first time Baker has been critical of MJF receiving a lot of TV time. She has in the past poked fun at MJF, saying he cuts these 20 to 30 minute promos on every show about something bad that happened to him as a kid. So Alicia Atout, that is MJF's fiancee, was present in the locker room while Baker was being critical of MJF, and Atout is believed to have shared those comments with MJF. So AEW's disciplinary committee then investigated, and Baker was fined $10,000 and suspended for 2 weeks. Her suspension is already up. She's back on television, and she will be challenging Mercedes Moné at AEW All In. So now there are a lot of different stories about what happened floating around, but what isn't really debated, like points of the story that nobody is denying, is that after Atout told MJF about what Baker said, there was a confrontation. MJF confronted Baker. However, it is not said to have been a heated confrontation. And this is also an ongoing thing with Baker and MJF, as the two reportedly used to be friends, however, had a falling out some time back. That is according to a report from Fightful. So there are stories out there that Baker and Atout ended up in an argument, with Baker being upset that Atout shared Baker's comments with her fiance. However, it's not confirmed that took place. There are also reports going around that Will Ospreay was the first to confront Britt Baker about her comments, and then MJF later intervened. However, we can't confirm that those reports are true either. So MJF actually took part in an interview. He's currently in London, England. He just wrestled for Rev Pro over the weekend. He spoke with Cultaholic, and he said this situation has been blown way out of proportion. Here is what he said. "Tell me if this passes the smell test. I barge into a woman's locker room, I scream in the face of a 110-pound woman, and then I physically threaten her by punching a wall in her vicinity, and I don't get suspended. Does that pass the smell test to you? Almost everything that was written didn't happen." And that's true. There are all these reports out there that MJF barged into the woman's locker room. There are reports that he punched a wall. Somehow, however, this was investigated and it didn't lead to any disciplinary action against MJF whatsoever. So what MJF is saying is, yeah, that stuff never happened. He continued, "Everybody has coworkers at work they may not get along with. I have a feeling that this was blown out of proportion because all of the English wrestling commentary places that make money off of people like me." Remember, he's speaking with Cultaholic while he's saying this. They're based in England. "Places that make money off of people like me who are far more rich and talented and handsome and humble need clickbait. I can sit here and I can say wrestling is a very competitive sport. It breeds a level of insecurity like no other. However, I can easily put over any talent regardless of whether or not I like them as a human being. I can sit here and I can tell you that Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné at Wembley on August 25 is going to be an epic match, and we should all be excited to watch it. I don't have to like all my coworkers, and that's fine. But yeah, dude, that shit was wild to read." So that was a brief summary of everything that is known about the situation with Britt Baker and MJF. Don't forget to subscribe to the wrestling channel so you don't miss our next breaking news report.